Look, he could go back at the end of the training camp and they'd be like, yep, Tom, get back in there.
Most definitely. I'm sure we still reaching out to him, trying to see if he's trying to come back to the team. So, hey, it could happen. Anything's possible.
Welcome back to the Richard Sherman podcast. We got another special guest. I played with his dad. I played with him, Antoine Winfield Jr. Appreciate you joining me.
Of course, man.
So what you up to this offseason? Is this, you're a true vet now.
True vet. It's weird, man. All these rookies coming in. I'm like, man, it's already year 4. I'm like, oh my goodness. Everybody calling me vet. I'm like, whoa, this time is going by so fast. It's insane. It's insane.
Right. In 3 years, they're going to be calling you OG. And then it's going to be.
I know. It's scary how fast it goes by, though, man. But, I enjoy every moment of it.
And no question. You got a Super Bowl. You got a Pro Bowl. How was last season for you?
Last season, it was different for me. Last season, they moved me around a little bit more. Got a chance, nickel and then free safety and back and forth. So it was a interesting year. It's different when you man to man in a slot with all that space. It's insane. But it was a fun year. Just to be able to learn pretty much the entire back end of the defense because I had to be everywhere, and so I feel like it was a great learning curve for me.
Right. And people don't really understand Bowles' defense, but to be able to move around in that defense is just insanity. It's like learning trigonometry on the fly.
Oh, facts. It's very complex. I ain't gonna lie.
No question. But you're feeling good. They said they're not moving you as much this year. So, fingers crossed with that. Are you happy about that? Are you mad about that? How you feeling?
I'm happy. That's my main position, free safety, being in the middle of the field and doing everything that way. So I'm happy. And especially in this system, like you said, it's very complex. So, it's cool to just be able to focus on, the free safety role as far as moving around.
So, obviously your pops played in the league. So you had a bit of an expectation coming in of what to expect. How different has it been from what you expected when you came in? I mean, now you've seen teammates come, you've seen teammates go, you've won a Super Bowl, you had Tom Brady and all the ups and downs of having the GOAT on your team. So what's your impression of the league now?
Well, now, after you said all that, it's interesting because, my father played for 14 years and I watched him play and he pretty much told me what to expect. But what he didn't tell me what to expect is how it would be, first off, coming in COVID year. That year was insane, having no fans in the stadium and just going through with no preseason, just straight to the game. So that was something that you can't really prepare for. And then coming in, I got all these guys on my team. Like you said, got Tom Brady, I got Gronk, AB, all these guys that I grew up watching. And they all just came on the same team. It was just a weird feeling. It was like, dang, all these guys my teammates. And you come on the team, dang, sorry, my teammate, that's crazy. Watch all these guys. So, it was insane to be able to play with all these like great players. And I don't know, it was just fun to have them around just to, watch how everybody played, how everybody prepared. And so that was one fun thing that was interesting.
Yeah, that's one thing. I mean, that's going to be different from your dad. Your dad never went through COVID. Your dad didn't get a chance to win a Super Bowl. Didn't get a chance to play with Tom. He played against Tom in college. Yeah. So what was he telling you about Tom before he came in?
That he's a competitor, that he going to compete and play. And, my dad loves Tom. And he just always said that, he's going to get you there. He always said he going to get you there. And I remember when I first got drafted, he's like, oh, y'all going to the Super Bowl. He already knew what it was. Yeah. So, and he, it happened.
Yeah. He wasn't playing. I mean, he know what he know. But that COVID year was insane. I mean, I had been in the league for a while when that happened. And we were sitting there first game. And it was like, you didn't even know when a big play happened. Because it was like, you sitting there watching the game, and usually you hear the crowd either woo or ha, and you don't hear nothing. You look up and somebody just scored, and you're like, hey, defense up. What happened? Replay.
That's what I'm saying. You can hear all the coaches talking, the players talking on the sideline. I'm like, and that was like my first true game experience in the NFL. It was like, man, this was like a scrimmage or something. I don't know, it was weird.
You can hear the other team making their checks. Yeah. You're like, hey, y'all really want to go with that play? Like, I can hear I can hear you.
Everything. Crazy.
So what about, all that, obviously you got the infamous moment with the Tyreek Hill peace sign. And I know, in hindsight, you probably like, because people probably annoy the heck out of you all the time now, coming up to you like, hey.
It's all love, man. It's all love. like doing it, I actually didn't think it was gonna be like something crazy because he does that every time he scores. So it was just like like during the regular season they killed us. He had like 3 touchdowns, had like 200 yards or something like that. And leading up to the Super Bowl, all they played were the highlights from that game, and it was over and over again. Every time you see it on ESPN, and it was just like, dang, I got to do something now. Like I didn't know when it was gonna happen or when it was gonna come, but the opportunity presented itself and it was just a perfect opportunity to hit him back with a peace sign, and now it kind of like stuck around here.
Oh, it's going to stick for a while. It never dies off the internet.
Yeah.
But you got a book in that game. You got a pick off Mahomes. Do you still got the ball?
Of course, still got the ball.
Okay, everybody don't be keeping the ball. Some people be throwing them or giving them away. I'll be like, what are you doing?
No. That's a Super Bowl pick too off Mahomes. Oh, I'm keeping that. I got that.
Got to.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh my God! So last year was a up and down season for the team. I mean, it was that whole division. It just was up in the air the entire year. What do you think about this year? Coming in, you guys got Baker Mayfield, Kyle Trask, competing for the spot. You've been in the locker room with Kyle his whole career. Yep. What are you seeing out there from both of them?
Yeah, from both of them, they're still competing for that spot. So, it's going to be interesting to see how they do during this camp because, it's up in the air. It's really 50-50 between those two guys. So, we're going to grind it out in camp and got to go with our best, the best person to give us a chance to win these games. So, 50-50.
That's what they was going to do. I mean, that's what they're going to do. You still got a lot of talent on that offense with Chris and Mike and, the running backs that they drafted. The defense still has a lot of talent. What are you looking forward to? Is there a game you're looking forward to most or just getting back out there, getting with the guys and competing?
Like every year, the game that I look most forward to is against the Saints. Those are, the rivals right there. And, coming in my first year, I learned quick that, we got that rivalry is there.
It's real small.
Man, every game, every time we play against them, it's just ratcheted up to another level, and it's intense. So I love playing the Saints and looking forward to them.
Yeah, they just got Derek Carr. They got, Mike Thomas supposed to be back.
Yep.
They didn't pay Dean. Oh, they paid Dean. They didn't pay Dean.
Don't make a scene. They paid him.
Yes, they didn't made a scene paying Dean. Good night. I said, y'all didn't pay Dean. I'm happy for him though, man. He's done a great job. Too. Him and Carlton. How has that been? Just you've been with those guys. You guys grew up going through the Super Bowl together. You're going through other seasons, ups and downs, but you guys as a core have been together for most of your career. Do you think that's been helpful in terms of being able to weather the storm?
Yeah, most definitely. We've been through so much together. I'm glad that they still on the team and have these great contracts. So it's been fun to, develop and grow with those guys because they've been here ever since I've been here. And, it's always great playing with them. And I feel like the more we play together, the better chemistry we have. And it's just been awesome.
Quarterback is a new docuseries that takes a unique look at each season told through the eyes of the NFL quarterbacks. For the first time ever, the NFL is giving unprecedented access for quarterbacks to be mic'd up each and every game of the NFL season. The series features exclusive, unprecedented access to Patrick Mahomes, Kirk Cousins, and Marcus Mariota from the beginning of the 22 season to its conclusion, following them both on and off the field, from the inside of the huddle with their teammates to the inside of their homes with their families. The series features behind the scenes of the biggest moments of the season. Quarterback premieres July 12th, only on Netflix. So this is one of those questions you got to ask because there's still QB controversy, and Tom came back once, so you just can't never put it past him coming back again. At this point, you really can't. What do you think the odds of him coming back are?
You know what? When he first said he retired, I really thought he was done. I thought he was done, and then he surprised me when he came back. I think that I don't know. To be honest, I don't know with him because he might. You feel me? He might be like, man, this is it. I had enough of a break. I'm trying to come back and play. So I really don't know, to be honest with you.
Look, do you think they go, well, look, he could go back at the end of the training camp and they'd be like, yep, Tom, get back in there.
Most definitely. I'm sure we still reaching out to him, trying to see if he's trying to come back to the team. So, hey, it could happen. Anything's possible.
Look, I don't put nothing past. This is a crazy world, and he a crazy guy. They're already saying, because at first it was like he got this big NBC deal, and he's going straight to TV. Then he was like, I'm not doing TV. So he leaving the door open for a lot of stuff right now.
Right. It's up in the air, man.
It's definitely up in the air. So what you been up to this offseason? You get any traveling in? Like you're a vet to the offseason too now. So you had to lead a country. What you been doing?
Yeah, most definitely. Been traveling, working out. The most recent place I just went to was Turks and Caicos for a surprise birthday trip, which was awesome.
Nice.
So traveling, working out, pretty much, making sure I take time away from football because when we get into things, we locked in. So making sure I get my mind right for the season.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's what people don't understand, especially early on, is that you got to get away at one time or you dry yourself. This game is too hard to sit there and think about all day, all night, every day, year round. You got to get away, get some sand under your feet, between your toes.
Most definitely. It's a long season. It's a
very long season, and you're gonna have some good days, and you're gonna have some bad days. Even in the year y'all won the Super Bowl, it probably wasn't all perfect.
It was a long season. That was a long season, especially the rookie year. They going all the way. It was long.
Yeah, and then your off season is short.
Exactly. Right back into it, man.
So how was that experience for you? The Super Bowl, the parade, I guess the boat parade. All the headlines was made about Tom throwing the trophy and being loaded. But what was the experience for you?
It was awesome. The parade was amazing from what I can remember. We had a great time out there. We partied for sure, but we had like all these boats on the water. And we were just cruising through, and then everybody had their boats here and there. There was fans all on the sides, or they had their boats out there. And I just remember going through, and everybody was cheering and things like that. So, it was obviously great to see that my rookie year, and still trying to get back to that moment. But it was fun. It was fun.
Right. That's something you're gonna chase for the rest of your career, whether you make it back or not. Every year you want that feeling, because that media day, you know what I mean? The stuff that people don't see, you get the Nike package of, all your sweet stuff. You get the sweatsuits. And then it was a home game for y'all, which was insane. That had to be crazy. Did they give y'all your own locker room and let y'all stay at y'all facility? Because I know it was still a weird dynamic.
Yeah. They let us do all that and let us get the home locker room and everything. And, it was cool because, the facility is right next to the stadium. So, they put all the banners up, the Super Bowl, this, boom, boom, boom. We like, wow. We're out there practicing like, wow, we really about to play in the Super Bowl. This is insane. So It was just some extra motivation to see all that stuff up because it was so close,
That's still one of the craziest things. I mean, the fact that it happened, the home team played in the Super Bowl and won it the next year too, and it ain't never happened in the history of the game was insane. But I know that had to be fun. It's such familiarity. You're in the same locker room. You got your same routines. You're in the same practice facility. So that you haven't got to experience a locker room where you in either a college locker room or you at another team's facility. We were at the Arizona State one year. Mm-hmm. We were at University of Miami for one Super Bowl, and we were at the Giants for one Super Bowl. And it's just weird, man. It's weird being in somebody else's cafeteria. It's like living in somebody else's house.
Yeah.
You're like they had posters up on the wall, like, a great day on defense is to 17 points or less and this and that. And I'm like, we don't give up 17.
Right.
Like 100 yards, less than 100 yards rushing. It's just weird philosophies. But what's your next goal? Obviously Super Bowl, but you got any personal goals, any goals as a team, as a defense, as a secondary?
Yeah. It's goals, as a defense, want to be the number one defense this year. We got the talent around us to do that. So that's, the number one priority, be the number one defense. Outside of that, for me personally, touching the ball more, man, interceptions. I got to get my interceptions up, it's contract year. I'm happy. I'm excited. So making sure I touch that ball and stay healthy. So those are the two big goals, create takeaways and just staying healthy for real.
That's how you get paid. That's how you get paid. You get your hands on the ball, and the best ability is availability.
That's
you got to be there. Do you feel like your role and your relationship with Bowles has changed since he's become a head coach? Do you talk more? Do you talk less? What has changed about that since he went from DC to head coach?
Yeah, I would say definitely more. He's still the head coach, but he's still the DC. So, calling all the plays and things like that. So I thought it was great because he was my DC for my first 2 years. So you already get that, relationship. And now having him as the head coach, sometimes, the head coach is a head coach. You don't really conversate too much, but I've known him as the DC, for the last, few years. So it was awesome to build that relationship from there and just to carry that on to, him being the head coach. So I think we definitely talk more, we meet more. And, it's just cool seeing him in that position because he's a great guy and a great coach.
No question. No question. It is. Don't worry. The dynamics are going to change a lot. Every head coach you got is different. Every relationship. We one of my DCs, well, I've had 4 now, 5, 6, something like that. Right. But all of them you have a different relationship with. But there was one when I was a rookie, we had a like quality control guy. Like the quality, they handle the scout team, they do all that. Imagine the quality control guy years later becoming the defensive coordinator and you playing for him.
Wow.
So that's what happened to me when I got to San Francisco and I was playing for Saleh. And so it's just a whole different relationship when he's the DC. You're like, hey, come on now, we gonna talk, but you ain't gonna talk to me like that. We gonna let's hash this out and go on. But
right.
So as you get older, when they start calling you OG, then it's going to be you and the head coach going to have a different relationship. Just know you're going to be in his office all the time. Hey.
Oh, most definitely.
I think that's one of those days you might want to take a little bit off the top.
Yeah, hey, coach. Listen. Yeah, I already know. I already know how I
go. Speaking of that, how your body doing right now? You in good shape?
Yes, my body's feeling amazing. Got some time off, so I can actually rest my body and relax it. Before camp starts. So it feels amazing right now. I don't know how it's going to feel in about a month or two, But as long as it feels good now, we good.
Right. All you can control is how I feel now. The rest of it, we ain't going to talk about it. It's going to have people not letting their kids play football.
Right.
Speaking of that, you ain't got no kids yet. I mean, when's all that going to get
started? No, sir. No kids yet. Hopefully soon, but not yet.
Right. I know your dad warned your dad, like, hey, take your time.
Yes, most definitely. Most definitely. Both my parents.
Yeah, as they should. Well, I appreciate you joining me, brother. It's always great to see you. I look forward to seeing you this season. I know we got one of y'all games, so I can't wait to get out there and see you ball.
Most definitely, man. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you. You have a good day and good luck this season.
All right, Sherman. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Reminder, every episode of this podcast premieres live on AMP. So download the app, subscribe to me at Richard Sherman to tune in to all of our shows live.